All right, welcome everybody. It is Thursday. It's about 5:35 here on the West Coast, and I just wanted to do some work on Beacon. Do let me know if my mic is too loud or not loud enough. Um, and definitely would love to know the how you feel about the quality. Um, for those that don't know me, my name's Davey Shafik. I am a core contributor to PHP, as well as many other open source projects. Lately, that has been several uh, patches added to Laravel. And I am working on a project called Beacon, which is a feature management platform for Laravel. So if you are familiar with something like uh, Unleash or Launch Darkly. That is what we are attempting to build. It will be open source. Is actually open source. It's already up on GitHub, although it is not yet functional. And That's what I'm going to be coding on today. So I will do a quick review of where things are, and then I will get to work on what I think is going to be a fairly pivotal part of the application. So let's switch over to my code editor here. So where we are, we have rewritten the backend mostly for Beacon. It's now using sort of best practices, value objects, all that kind of stuff. We have our application creation is functional, editing is functional, environments also functional. One thing you're not, oh no, it is here. So here you can see the different environments that are available for each. So as an example, if I make these a little more useful, let's make this one yellow. And we go back over to applications, you can see those dots follow that. We also have feature types. So again, we have the edit, the ability to pick an icon, etc. And we also have edit over here. Policies, let me go to tags first. These are all sort of fairly samey, so going through them pretty quickly. So again, new and edit. And then we also have API keys, so you can create tokens. So, test stream token, go ahead and create that. And of course, we can delete that as well. Then we have policy. So this was the last major piece that I have been working on. The big complexity here is we need to have sort of a builder for logical operations, right? So a series of operations. So initially you set up a policy name with a description, and then you can go ahead and start adding the policy details. So You can choose other policies that will be flattened out when defining what the actual values are to test those against. You can choose operators. Obviously, doesn't make sense here in the first case, but let's have an expression. Um, so we might have an expression of location is one of, um, and uh, you know, and expression um, uh, connect device type, right? Something like that. Uh, Matches, right? Something like that. So say you want to just target iPhones in India, right? That could be a thing that you do here. We do have sorting, and this now is saving. So if I go ahead and update, did that work? It was working. I should have gotten a notification telling me that. So let's go take a look at our database here. Policies. It's one of these two, pretty sure. So, was it? Policy name is test. It did not get saved. Okay. Oh wait, no, hang on. It's this one. So yes, you can see here. Let me just go to value editor. Expression location is one of. Type is operator and then expression device type matches, right? So those are now saving. I don't know why I didn't get the notification, but that is okay. That should be covered in my test. I don't need to add that. But if we go ahead, also not sure why I went back to feature types there. If we go ahead and re-edit that, you can see that that is persisted. And I will actually just go ahead and fix that feature types bug there. It's going to be under policies, edit. And then this will be policies, and policies. Okay, so that now should go back to where we expect. Okay, so all of that is functional. In addition to that, the feature flags index page, so this table, is functional. We can go ahead and add, I haven't actually tested this bit recently, but let's add a test flag. We're going to make it a release flag. We'll go ahead and add some tags. This is all custom UI. And we'll give it a description, and we'll create that. Now that was what I was working on last night. Does not seem to be working, so we can start debugging that. And then the next big piece is the editing of the feature flag, which is where you're going to be associating policies with feature flags within applications and environments. So the idea here is that feature flags in and of themselves live separate from applications, and applications contain environments, right? So the idea then is that you can take one of your global feature flags and apply it for use in a specific application or applications in specific environments. And the reason why you might want to have the same feature flag in multiple applications is anytime you're doing any sort of distributed application. So that can be most commonly a mobile front end or just a front end in a browser and a back end. And obviously you want to keep the feature in sync between those two applications, right? You want to use the same feature flag to make sure that when you disable or enable a feature, that it comes on in both places simultaneously. What you don't want to have happen is UI show up for a backend feature that isn't enabled, and you don't want the backend responding with data that the front end isn't capable of handling, right? In addition to that, when you get into things like microservices, etc., you definitely can definitely will need these kinds of things as well, right? So let's take a look and see why our flag is not saving. I suspect it might be something around tags, but let's see here. Button cannot appear. Let me just refresh this because I don't know what errors are from this page and this page alone. And turn off dark mode. Okay. So, new feature flag, a test flag, release, give it a few tags, test description, and I'm going to have to scoot this over to the side. Create. Okay, so I also want to clear my network tab. Okay. So this is the request. Feature type. The feature type field is required. Okay, so fairly obvious reason, as well as the selected tags is, that should be R, invalid. So let's take a look at the validation here. So because we moved to value objects, all of the validation is contained within the value object, and so feature type is required, and we also are requiring that the tag exists in the tags database with the ID. Now that might actually be a fairly simple fix because I've removed IDs entirely from the front end. They're just unnecessary. We're using slugs as the sort of user-friendly ID. And so that's what we're using entirely in the front end everywhere. So that might solve that problem. So let's quickly, we'll just clear this and try it again. Note the selected tags is, again, invalid. Let's take a look at the data. So the easiest way to do this is actually put a next debug break right here. And then when we do it again, we will be in the debugger, and we're already inside of the validate pipe here. And so we should be able to, let's see, we're getting the rules here. And right, let's see. Oh, I've already got a breakpoint there. So yeah, we're going to set up the aliases. We don't need any of this. Okay, so here's where the validator happens. So here's our values. That'll be what we actually got passed in. So tags is all null. So clearly an issue there. And the feature type is not assigned. So we'll have to figure out why that is as well. All right, let's just go ahead and stop that. I'm also going to go to the feature flag controller. Let's just take a look at the data that comes in there. And now I'm doing update without validation. Why is that? I shouldn't be. So we're going to get rid of that. And that means that actually, well, so one reason that I may have done that is because I was debugging this last night, is we won't get into this function at all if the feature flag value is invalid. That just makes it a little harder to debug. So let's go ahead and hit create again. And we'll hit play. Oh, again, we may not even get there because it'll throw an exception. Yeah. So that's our validation exception. Nothing unexpected there. What we'll do then is we'll take a look at the request body. Request. Get body maybe? Get content, I think it might be. Get content. Okay. So what does that look like? Okay, so here's what was actually submitted. And indeed, we have 3 nulls and no feature type. So clearly incorrect. So let's take a look at the page. It's going to be here, I believe, in the form. Um, let's look for the tags first of all. That almost certainly is because I was putting in ID um, and didn't change it to slug yet. So where do we, on set tags open, there's probably a value somewhere here. Value. Tag.slug. It is there. So why would it be set to null? Set tags open should just be a. Oh, it's on open change. Sorry. Should just be a React use data type deal. Yeah, set tag. No, it's the filter. Where do I set the command input? Man group. On select. Set data tags. Yeah, it should be happening here. And I'm not sure why. Now, okay, so this is obviously wrong. It's going to not append the current one, which is what I intended to do. I should just be able to like push, maybe. Push tag. And then same here. Well, this is actually. Oh wait, hang on. On select if data.tags filter is more than 0. So if we filter the existing tags that are attached to it and only keep the ones that match the current tag. Oh, right. Okay. So this is the ability to unset a tag. So that is actually correct. And then this is where we're just adding the new tag on. And that honestly should be correct then. So it just splats out the existing data tags or an empty array, and then adds the other tag on. And that should do it, actually. I'm not sure why it isn't. So the next step then will be to go to the edit page. We're in feature flags here. Sorry, we're in the index, right? Here we go. It's exactly here. Tag.slug. And this should also be .slug. And I think this just becomes feature type, and that's probably why. Actually, I think I want to leave that as just feature type. Yes. Okay. And then I probably need to do some work in the back end because this is a nested data object, right? So on the, and I think that's what I was doing last night, is right here. Yes. Okay. That's why this is without validation. I'm planning to do custom validation in here because I want to verify that the tags do exist. Although I am just sending the slug, so actually that might just work. And then I can't add them um, uh, because it's not just like a flat array. It's a relationship. I have to attach them, right? Or associate them. I can't remember which one it is. And so I need to make sure that I'm doing that correctly. So the first thing I want to do then is to actually figure out that feature type. So that will have been created, I believe, without validation. Would it though? Would it? This might not filter down to the next level. In which case, that's something I'll need to fix in in bag. I wouldn't even begin to know how I would do that, to be honest. All right, so let's make those changes. Let's make sure that we're getting our tag information and our release information. So let's go create, and we'll run that this again. Let's see what we get. All right, so we are getting our tag slugs, which is great. We are also getting our feature type in its entirety, which means we do have the slug, and this should be a valid feature type now. I'm not 100% sure that these are allowed to be sent, but that is okay. And I may need to modify the to array of this now. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, so let's continue on. Well, let's see if we get into our controller, right? Oh, not there. Oh, we already have a breakpoint. Okay. Let's get rid of this one because we're having to go through this loop every time. Okay, so now I believe we are in the feature type. Yep. So that should validate. And it is going through the input pipeline, which means it is going to validate, which is not great. Yeah. What is that now trying to say? How did we get here? So this is the transform method. And it's trying to... What's it trying to transform here? What are we in? So this is a collection of. So I think this is the tags now. And we should be able to tell that from... let's see, input bag class name. Yeah, so this is supposed to be the tags. And that isn't going to work because we just don't have the data necessary to create the tag values. So let's stop that and think about this a little more. So we got a couple options. We can make tags an array of tags. Where is tag? I should have just tag. Do I not have tag? I have tag collection, which is tag. Yeah, there. Oh, so that can just be a tag collection now I think about it. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay, that should be that. Okay, so feature flag then, it is a tag collection already. So yeah, let's instead of mapping this way, let's just leave this as it is. Which makes me realize now I don't need the transform at all. So I'm not changing either of those things anymore. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And we will try to create it again. Oh, okay. Array to string conversion. Let's take a look at our input. Yeah, here's each of the tags, which means I'm not really sure why that would be an issue. Let's figure out where this error is being thrown. Validator validates attributes. So this is actually in Laravel. Let's go back a little more till we find the bad code. Okay, here. Of course, it's the one I skipped, right? So it's line 11. There is no line 11. It's called, in fingers crossed, line 11. Invoke. So it actually will be here. Okay, so line 58. Right. So something in our values here isn't correct. All right, let's stop that. We'll try it again and debug that a little better. Okay, so this is the first time through. Let's take a look at our values here. Here it is. So tags is an array. See any issues there? Feature type is also an array. So tags should be a collection. So that's an array of arrays. So that looks fine. Let's see if it's this one that fails. Yes, it is this one. Huh. Okay, so we were in I think we were in validator, and I don't see the exact. Well, let's take a look at the trace again. Array to string conversion, which means we're using an array in a string context. Okay, so it'll be here. Line 682. Is this the right file? Yeah, I think it's this here. Would be validate exists. Okay. So this makes sense. So on our feature type, we have not feature type. Sorry, on our feature flag here, we have tags as an array, and then we have exist tag slug. This is the issue. This actually needs to be on tags.star.slug. And then if we drop that there, that should now validate that each of those slugs exists. And we don't have that array to string conversion. So that's the issue there. So let's create. Okay, yes, we got through that. That's perfect. Now we're in the feature type. Fully expect this one to be fine. Because I think it was before we were sending the tags this way. And then now we have the tags. This is where we failed previously. So let me just make sure inputs. Yeah, this is the tag. So let's see if this one works. Yes, okay. So at this point, that means all the validation is going to pass. And we should get into, I should have chosen less tags. We should get into, ooh, hang on, why not? Not null violation, not null in, yes, okay. So if we go back to where this is, where's the exception trace? Here it is. I don't know how far back we're going to have to go to. Yeah, so it's in it's around here where we're having this issue, and if we go into the feature flag service, I think it should be the feature flag repository, where we have save or update. Sorry, um, we need to massage this a little bit here. So let's do this. Dollar data equals that, and then we do dollar data feature type ID, and then unset. You know, we could probably. There is a nicer way to do this. Okay, with no, we have to make it a collection first, and then we can do push. Nope. Put. Yeah. Feature type ID is feature flag feature type sorry, we don't have the. Okay, we're going to need the feature type service in here. This is going to be long now, so let's try and break this up a bit, and I'll probably break it out a little more after. Let's just pull that out. So it'll be feature type service, find by slug, feature flag, feature type slug. And then we want the ID. We're not going to get an ID because we don't. I need the ID in the value object. And then not present it to the front end and make it optional. That's the way to handle that. So let's go to the here. So we'll just put it at the end. Dollar, it's a string. Dollar ID equals null, and then it will be hidden from JSON. Yeah, that will probably do it. Okay, so let's go back to here. Now we can do ID. Sorry, there's one more thing I need to change there, which is here. I need to put the ID. Okay. So that's setting the feature type ID, and then we can sort of re-add what we had before and get rid of feature type. And that gives us our data. So yeah, now we can just pass data into here, and that should now be able to create the feature flag. Yes. And then the next thing to do is to, we're going to have to do, I think, the same thing with the feature, with the tags, is add that, yeah. Oh, no, thank you. I want the, yep. Hot hidden from JSON. Yep. We need that now because we're also going to need it when doing this work. So I'm not sure that this is necessary because we get the full tag in now, and all we need is the ID, which we haven't sent to the front end. So we do need to do this. We do need to do this. That'll give us all our IDs, and then we can do. We're in repository, so we can get the original feature flag. We do have it. So flag tags sync, and then we're going to do tags pluck ID. That should do it. Why are you not happy about that? Okay. All right, I think that will do it. So just to go over this, so we're getting the actual flag from the database. Then we are turning the value object into a collection so that it should be mutatable. What kind of collection do we get out of this? Yeah, so we should get a. Oh wait, hang on. That's a bad collection. It should be fine. Put should work. It's just going to return a new instance. So we're going to set the feature type ID to the ID by looking it up by the slug. Then we're going to exclude the name and the slug, which never update, and the tags because those are not part of the update data. They're associate data. And then the feature type because that's not part of the update data either. We've got what we need out of it here. We're going to update the data, and then we're going to go through all of the tags, which should be left intact because this is immutable. We're going to fetch each of them from the database. I might want to. I think I might make find by slug variadic, and then return. So I can do like a single where in, rather than and do one query rather than have like n queries based on the number of tags. So let's do that. Dot 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 here. I can never remember. I think it's after, right? Yeah, here. Which means we now need to expand it. And then down here, we'll do this. Where in, and we'll pull in that just to make sure. And then this needs to be, well, hang on, what did we do here? Why is this complaining? Yes, that's fine. And then what we need to do here is, this should be find or fail. Find or fail? Yeah, no, it needs to be like, is there get or fail? I don't even think there is. I'm going to just get. That's annoying. Okay, so if dollar tags equals, if, why am I, yeah, if dollar tags count, I think there's like an empty, isn't there? Is empty, there we go. Throw new model not found exception. I don't think I need to put any. Let me just quickly do. Let me see how this throws. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh yeah, set model. Okay. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure what that all is doing. But we're gonna copy that. So my goal here is that like this will be responded to with a 404. So this is going to be just tag class, and then tags model keys. Yeah, I guess. And then this is, I'm not sure what that would be. What is it expecting? It can be null. We'll just leave it null. Okay. Okay. So that happens no matter what. And then if count equals 1, return tag value from $tags first. Otherwise, we want to do a tag collection. The better way to do that is tag value collect $tags. And now we just need to update this to also include tag collection. Oh, slug. Okay. Okay, that should now still function. We can test that. I do have a test for the tags controller. So let's just quickly run that. No, property tag does not match the expected value. Oh. It is including the ID, and it should not be. That's probably because it's not JSON encoding. It's doing a to array essentially. So I will just hide that from both. That's fairly easy. So tag values. So just hidden. Let's see if that now. Yep, that passes. And the other one that we added on was the feature type, right? Feature type. Okay. Hidden, because we'll probably find the same issue there. Let's just make sure that runs. Yep, perfect. Okay, so find by slug now works. We're going to go back to our feature flag repository, and rather than do this, we are going to do feature flag tags pluck slug. And we're going to, let's see, what's that going to give us? A collection to array. Okay, cool. And then tags is, ooh, do we not have pluck? Oh, right, it's going to be a collection. Oh, it might not be a collection, though. That's frustrating. I know I just did kind of all that work in there, but I think I might need to have a separate method for this. Yeah, let's just do that. I'd rather be explicit about it. Find many by slugs. String slug. And we'll just copy this. So this is always going to be a tag collection. I mean, I guess it's not that big a deal to just over here. Yeah, that should do it. So if it's a tag, it will create an array. Otherwise, it will pluck. And that will Can this accept anything but an array? Cool. Okay. We can actually accept the models themselves or collections, so we should be fine. All right, let's run that. Let's see where we're at. Oh, I think I still have a debug session going. Yes, I do. Okay. All right, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. For those that have missed the beginning of the stream, my name is Davey Shafik. You can find me as D Shafik on most social things. I am working on Beacon, a feature flag management platform for Laravel, and we are about to test the creation of new feature flags. So let's see how this goes. We're just going through the validation. I could probably remove these breakpoints, but they are useful. So I'm going to leave those. Oh, there was an exception there, I think. No? We're still going, so guess not. Error. Null value in column feature type ID of relation feature flags. Did I make a mistake there? Feature flag service, right? No, it would be in feature flag update. Where is it? Here. Why is this complaining? Oh. And then we need to return. Does this returns bool? We'll just return the feature flag. It's fine. Okay, let's add a breakpoint here. Because clearly something is not correct with our data. So, new flag, create. I'm going to leave that one in place and just get rid of these other ones that I haven't really been using. See, there was an exception. Null value in column feature type ID of relation feature flags. How do we get here? Because I think we didn't get to saving anything yet. As far as I know. Like, why would we... Exception trace. Let's go back a few here. It'll be right. Here. Oh, we're in create. I put the... yes. I put all that work in update, and I need to do it in create. That's why. So let's, the only difference between this and create is which one of these we call, essentially. I don't want to duplicate all of this. If I just put last created at and updated at, I want to update those. I do want to make sure that, oh, sorry, this needs to be a feature flag value. And then, yeah, there's the last CNAT too, was the other one I wanted to. Last CNAT. Does it? Sorry, is it? It is going to call to array, so actually it's going to be snake case because that will be applied there. So let me go back to here. So this should be snake camel case. There we go. Okay. I believe that's true. At this point, I might just want to do like an only. I think it is. But yes, we are. Let's just for now, because this is untested, I don't want to go through all the work of refactoring it out. So in actual fact, we would do, rather than this, we would do feature flag create, and we'll assign that here. We also need the feature type service here, and the tag service, right? Do we have? Oh, why am I assigning the tag service up here but not the feature type service? Well, may as well do that. Oh. I generally sort of go back and forwards on whether to inject into individual methods or not. Having said that, this is not being executed through the service container, so I absolutely should not. Yeah, I'm not sure why I was thinking that. Too much time in controllers, I guess. Okay. So we'll drop that there, and let's try this again. As a reminder, we're getting this error and we're trying to debug it, and we didn't have our breakpoint in the right place, so we were not able to. Okay, so let's good grief. Okay, so here's our data. We have a description. We're missing the name. Oh, we need. I removed it because we were in the update before. Let me just set that just to dollar data name equals dollar feature flag name. Just to did that actually? There we go. Because we fixed that, we know that. So this should create. It did, perfect. And then this is going to be the same because tags have to exist. Okay. Let me go back to, to here. Just play. See, now we got an exception. Why? Return value must be of, I thought we fixed that. Oh, I didn't update the tag service. Tag collection. That's why. Okay, easy enough. All right, so unfortunately, we're now in a position where our stop. We're now in a position where that did create the flag, but it couldn't add the tags. So let's do another test flag. We'll make this one a kill switch. We'll add just 2 tags, and a description, and It didn't error, but it also didn't refresh. Oh, it probably, there it is down here. It worked. Hurrah. And let's just go check the table. There's no front end yet for showing the tags associated. So we should have in, oh, hang on. What is this? Oh, I need to go look it up. So feature flags where slug, like another test percent. There's our ID. And now we should have in here where feature flag ID equals. And there's our two tags. Perfect. So that is now functional. It is validated through. Well, actually, now we should be able to pass validation because of what we're sending. So let's go back to the feature flag controller. Let's remove the without validation and see if it actually will. Oh, yeah, we don't need to pull that out there. Okay. Wait, why does it? I don't think we need to do that either. Yeah, that should be fine. And our alert is not showing correctly, and it's not redirect. Oh, it did redirect correctly, actually. Okay, so let's do a second test. Third test, actually. No, that's fine. We'll make this one operational. More testing. Create. Yeah, so now it's working. It is going through the validation just fine. That's pretty great. Okay, and actually if we sort by created, descending, right, there's our 3 flags that we've now created. Okay, cool. I'd love to add some tests for this, so why don't we go ahead and do that? I think I need to take a short break and grab my power cord. So I will be right back. All right, and welcome back. I'm now plugged in. We're good to go. Let's write some tests. So, I'm just going to take the tag controller test. This is going to be the feature flag controller test. So it lists feature flags. So feature flag, factory create. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That stays the same. This is feature flag. Factory create. And then we're going to get the feature flags. This will be the feature flags index, and this will be 5. This test should just work. It does not. this should be feature flags. I wish there was a little more output from inertia here. But that's why I have this in here. So we're actually going to go ahead and debug this test real quick and see where it... Oh, interesting. Hang on, what's this input feature type? Oh, why are we having an issue creating it? Oh, I didn't create any feature types. Okay, that's... Well, hang on. Now that should be part of the feature flag factory. Feature type factory. Is that not... Is that not correct? I mean, I'll go ahead and just create one manually, but it should have done that. So we want feature type models factory create, and then we can do for... Oh, whoops. I guess I can just inline that. Okay. Run. Still an issue. Okay. Debug. And we're still back here. Feature type. That is odd. Okay, well let's debug this further. I mean, we know this page works, so it's obviously an issue in the test. Let's put a thing there. Debug. We are getting there. So let's go to our feature. I don't even think we're going to get into the controller, are we? Yeah, we must. So we're going to be here. Oh, we should also assert on these. We'll play. Okay, so hang on. Let me just do that while I'm thinking about it. Feature flag should be 5. Has feature types of 1 and tags. I haven't created any tags yet, so that also is probably an issue. Has attached tag factory create. Let's just make that like 3. Which means that tags is also going to be 3 down here. Okay. Going back to where we were, it's going to be in here that this issue comes up. So play. We'll go down into that. We're now in here. To raw SQL. So select star from feature flags where feature flags team ID equals that. That seems fine. Let's go into the collect function, which is here. We'll put a breakpoint. Oh, there. Okay. Play. Okay, so now we're in here. We should be able to get a look at, just want to go down to here, values, items. We have 5 feature flags. And then we're just going to assign them back. Like each one of these should have, oh, these are the, right, these are the models. What I'm looking for is the attributes. Here we go. So yeah, feature type ID is set here. And then if we go down into here, we should be calling feature. Yeah, we should be calling from model right here. Here we go. So feature flag. Again, we'll just double check. The attributes is that feature flag feature type. Oh, interesting. It's a null. Huh. I've set that up though, right? Yeah, feature type. Okay. Let's just pull it out by hand real quick. So feature type ID, copy value, feature type models, find. Huh. Let's try all. Oh, there isn't one there. But we created one. I know why. You're probably screaming. It's because I did not. Where is my test file? Here. I did not associate it with the team. So feature type. So this is going to be for team. And then we will tags for tags for team. Okay. That should do it. There we go. Okay, perfect. As I said, the issue was in the test. We knew that. Okay, so let's do the create test. This is as far as we're going to get. So test feature flag. Then we have a test description. We need a type. So feature type. And we're going to just, let's go ahead and create like some feature types and tags. Oops. I want these here. We're just going to do feature tag, feature type, sorry, to array, like that. And then we'll also do, oops, we'll do the same with tags. And then it should redirect back to feature flags. Is that all that we need to create a feature flag? Yes, that will hopefully do it. And then it should have feature flags, test feature flag, test feature flag. That goes away. Oh, let's spell that correctly. Feature type ID should be that. And then the other thing that we do need to test is the tags, right? So no, that is not the right table or anything. Feature flag tag. So feature flag ID should be I'm gonna have to pull it, aren't I? Oh, is that what it was doing? Yeah, it was. I think it has database count. I can't remember how that one goes. Let's just dollar tags each function dollar tag, and we will just assert I need to look that. No, these are now, yeah, these are tag. Let me just add a, hey, so that we just tag ID. Let's see if that works. Run. It does not. Additional properties found team ID. Oh, wait, what? Oh, right. To collection. Oh wait, no, it's not a value object. Except team ID to array. Okay, let's try, and this will also probably need the same. Collect except team ID to array. Okay. Additional properties found. In which now? It is the tags. Huh. Oh, right. It's because this is a subkey, right? Probably the easiest way to handle this is just to map it. No? Yeah, we could do that. Map fn dollar tag collect dollar tag accept team ID to array. And then I can get rid of most of this. Hold on. Wait, I need to collect tags. Oh, it's already a collection, right? So that should all work, and then I just need to array the. Okay, so that's there, and then to array. Okay, let's give that a shot. Attempt to read property ID on null. Oh, that's because it is the name, not the slug. Okay, that's fine. Done. Okay, perfect. So that's the testing there. Now, this one should probably be fairly easy to do. So just feature flags and assert invalid name, description, feature flag, and tags. I think all of those should be. Missing required properties for. Oh, is it only name then? No. Ah, I think it's because of where the error happens. Well, no, hang on. No, it should. I removed the without validation, didn't I? Um, oh, no. Oh, hang on. Feature flag. I need to make name nullable. And that way the validation catches it rather than the object instantiation. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let me just add the other fields back in. It was over here, right? So it should be name. I don't think description was required. Let me just close everything else because it's too much open. Close other tabs. Feature flag. Here we go. Yeah, description is nullable, but feature type and tags. Oh, this is not required. And it isn't required. This should be nullable. And is nullable here. So, I should probably account for that in my. I should also probably return the tags here. Tag collect $feature flag tags. I should account for that in the feature flag repository. So somewhere in here. Yeah, so if $feature flag tags does not equal null and not empty, I prefer count. $feature flag tags more than 0. Okay, we'll just make sure that is in there. That's in the create. Okay. So again, the only thing then should be feature type that should be required. And that is not, feature type, correct. Thing. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So this is now, I think, a radical departure from the rest of the application when it comes to UI. This is like the crux of the application when it comes to editing. Here, and there's a reason why I don't have, I only have the pencil, or I have the eyeball, but that shouldn't go anywhere yet. So let's fix that link, and then let's start building out that page, and then we can come back to and finish our tests. I kind of want to. So actually, I wrote down what I want this UI kind of to enable. So this is the crux of it. When you get into the edit for the feature flag, I want there to be an overview. So this would be like the purely informational piece. So current active status, and that would be by application, by environment. Any stats, so a summary of stats. So if you recall, I didn't show it today, but we have this dashboard which is mocked right now, but this is sort of an overall set of statistics. I want to have the per feature flag set of these statistics. And some health metrics, right? So how old is the flag? Is it still being called? So if you go into a flag and you can see that it hasn't been called and used in like 6 months, you know that you're safe to delete it, kind of thing, right? And that'll be dependent on the type of flag that it is and things like that, right? So that's the first thing. It's just like, what is the status and state and health of this flag? Then the next piece is the actual, and it actually isn't here. I should probably put this in here. So we want, whoops, dang it. Edit flag. And so this piece is where you would be essentially seeing the edit version of, Why is it? What is it doing right now? Cannot modify read-only property. That is odd. Huh. Something went wrong there because our tests were working. Let me go back to our test. Feature flag controller test. Let me play that again. It creates a tag. Nope, that's not the right one. This is the right test. Doesn't. Fantastic. Okay. All we did was wrap the... We didn't change anything here, I don't think. Let's edit here. Feature flag value collect. We did change something, which was we changed this. Let me comment this out and see if the test works now. It does. Interesting. Huh. This should... Did I pull in the model by chance? Feature flag. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, it won't import the tag itself, right? Because that's in the same namespace. Yeah, it's used here, so... that is weird. Let me just try that real quick. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, we're going to leave that out for the moment because I want to just get back to what I was talking about, which is... so there's the edit, which is kind of these things. The name can't be changed. The type, I think, should be able to change, and obviously the tags and the description can change. Name is immutable. And I may add a note to that, which I've already got on, like, environments, maybe? Yeah. And I think applications as well. So, yeah, let me quickly... let me just clean this up a little bit then. So, feature name... it will be form. And it will be on the feature flags. Yeah. Okay. So feature name here. We do aria required. I should have made that required. Why did it not? Oh, I think it might be on here. I have to put aria required. Yeah, not on this. There we go. That's the first thing I wanted to do. And then we're going to go over to environments, form. Look at the tooltip here. I'm mainly doing this not because I don't know these, like, this stuff. It's I don't remember the exact styling to get it the way that I want. So that will go there. The name of the feature flag. This name cannot be changed. Just this cannot be changed. There we go. So yeah, there's our thing. And I also realized that there's no way to mark these as required. There probably is. I just need to look for the labels on them. I don't know if that's gonna do anything for me. Yeah. So I might actually need to add labels to those as much as I didn't want to. So label What am I using for a label? Yeah. Okay, so I don't think I can add. Part of the reason I didn't want to add one is that I don't think you can target the select, for example. So feature type ARIA required. Nope. There we go. So feature type. Yeah, can I put an ID on this? Yeah, it's not valid there. That's unnecessary. Maybe I can put it here. Feature type. Will that? It does. Nice. That is actually fantastic. All right, well then let's add the same for tags. So that's going to be here, label HTML4 tags, ARIA required, tags. Oh, it's not required though, is it? We'll still put a label just to make it consistent. And then it's probably going to be maybe this needs to be tags. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And then yeah, everything works as expected. That's neat. The only thing that is missing here is the ability to tab. And I believe I solved that in another project, so I'll have to go back and figure out how I did that. I remember it being quite difficult, but it's something that ShadCN struggles with a little bit, or rather, I think Radix, the underlying library. Okay, so our tests are passing. Let's move on to our feature edit UI. So I don't know that the reason why this is this I is because I kind of had this idea that the informational piece would maybe be separate. I don't want to build that out first. I don't want to like the stats and stuff can't come until we start building an information. So let's go ahead and just edit that. So that is going to be in the table. There's probably, yep, I. So let's change this to, I think it's the wrench that I use. Is that what I'm using elsewhere? No, it's the pencil. Pencil, there we go. So I need to import it? Nope. Yes, okay. So here's our edit. And if I click this, it's probably going to blow up because I don't think I've done anything at all on this page. So that will be interesting. Yeah, I don't, it might show the edit form actually. Let's find out. Find out together. Tags are being passed in, so. Yeah, so feature flag service find by slug must be of type string null given. Huh. That is oh, wait a second. Hang on. Is this got the, it's got the right URL. This might be because of my routes. So web.php feature flags. No, it should be called slug. We can verify that in here. Let's go back to beacon, sale, artisan, route list. Feature flag slug. Yeah, so that should be the right thing. Let's take a look at our feature flag controller. Feature flag controller. Edit takes a feature flag. How do we end up with a null then? Let's DD that. Easy enough. It is completely null. Oh, I know why. We need to add the from route parameter. Now it will work. Well, it found the slug. Let's see what's happening with this page. Why is it broken? We're going to clear this and refresh. Wow. Clear that and refresh. Undefined is not an object. Feature types dot map. Where is our? I think it is this though, where that is, right? Yeah, it's in the form. So what am I missing here? In edit.tsx, we are setting feature types. Okay, I know why. Let's go back to our controller. We need to return the feature types here. So feature types, yep. So we're gonna have the feature type service. There we go. Refresh. There's our edit page. Okay, so I don't like the look of this in this context. I think this has to be a completely different UI. That's my goal. So let's. Also, it says edit application, which is not great. Edit feature flag. There we go. Okay. I don't know if this works or not. I don't really care. Mostly, I want to focus on UI today. So as I said, this is going to be, I think, a fairly significantly different type of page. Let's go ahead and just get rid of the card. So we have this. What else do we have? We'll make this full. This should be feature flag, edit, feature flags, feature flags. Okay. So now we've got the full screen. I'm not sure what that border is coming from, if I'm being honest. Let's see here. Oh, there's a shadow. Okay. Get rid of that. It'll, go away. Okay. So the first thing I want to start off with, I think, is a set of tabs. So one for each of those big top level things. I'm just going to go to the shadcn and look up the tabs component. So yeah, I'm thinking like this style. So what does that look like? Tabs. Okay. Tabs content, and then you just put the content inside of it. Okay. I already have the component itself. So tabs. Oh, default. We'll put that in a minute. Tabs list. Let's import that. Tabs trigger. Oh, so each one goes in its own one. So this would be. Oh. Sure. Oh, I like that. Why didn't you do that? We'll just start with that. Okay. So let's even just look and see what this looks like. So there is our tab, and then we should be able to do, what was it, default? Default checked or default value? It's default value. Details. So yeah, I think that is now default. Let's just add another one. Policies. There's our two things. We are going to set a width on this. Maybe we're not. We're gonna put it in the middle. So MX auto. That did not do it. Oh, hang on. What can I put that on there? I can. Huh. Oh, probably here. Class name equals MX auto. No? W full. All right, let's take a look at the DOM. Or, yeah, that's there. It's already got like justify center and whatnot on it. I probably just need to add a flex here. There we go. And we'll get rid of this here because I don't think we need that. Okay. I'm not super happy with that UI yet, but let's get the rest of the stuff in there. Let's figure out what this is, just like having structure-wise. Go back to our README. So, what did we end up with? Overview, edit, policies, and then, oh, these are, it's gotten mixed up here, so. That and that. Okay. So, we'll close other things here. And we'll just split this right. Split right. Okay, so overview. Let's make sure this keeps in sync. Edit. Why have I made that capitals? Edit. Policies we already have. Metrics. And then events. So sorry, I don't think I actually finished going through these. So the overview has just sort of a general, where it's active and that kind of stuff. Edit is the edit form. Policies is where you actually start to define the usage of the policies to determine whether or not it is active in a given application/environment. And then metrics is like fairly detailed metrics, right? So the number of calls overall. So this flag gets assessed, 100 times a minute per app, broken down per app, and then per environment within that. The ratio of active and inactive segments. So if you have a feature flag, obviously it may not always evaluate to off or on. It may have a complex policy. So it could be as simple as location, right? US versus not US. Being able to see that segment breakdown it would be useful. So essentially, what is the result of evaluating the policies? Is it active or inactive? Against the total number of calls being the ratio. For experiments, I think it would be really great. So if you have an experiment that says, let's test 4 different colors on our button, being able to see the breakdown of the segmentation, right? So depending on how you determine your segmentation doesn't really matter. What we want to know is the outcomes, right? So this is similar to the active or inactive ratio, where you get to see just how many got active or inactive. But this is broken down further where they're all active. So for all of the ones that were active, what bucket did they get placed into? And then you have the larger, the control bucket, right, where nobody had anything change. So let's say that you decide that you are going to test 10% of your users and have 4 different variants. What you would see is 90% would be in the control or untested group, and then the 10% will be broken down into the 4 buckets, hopefully fairly evenly. So just some metrics there to give you an idea of like how dispersed your group is, so that it's not skewed or skewing the results of the A/B test. And that can be really important when you add a variant. Like I've seen this happen where you start doing an A/B test and it's clear in the first week of a 30-day test that there's another variant that has to be added to see if it brings any value, or one that needs to be removed. And so you want to make sure that you can account for that, and the math that you do for that is essentially like one set before you make that change and one set after. But yeah, being able to kind of see and make sure that those ratios are fine. And then for gradual rollout, like how much of the rollout, like your goal is to get to 100% with a gradual rollout. So where are you at, right? And then lastly, events. So This is part of your infrastructure. I've mentioned this before. Like this can be considered part of your infrastructure, and therefore we want to be tracking whenever anything changes. So that can be the creation of a flag, the creation of an application, the creation of an environment. Those are all supposed to be sort of implicit things based on your code executing. So let's like track when that happens. It may not be attached to an individual. Um, and then other things obviously is like modification of the configuration of that flag, right? So attaching a policy, changing the values in the conditions, as well as changing experiment outcomes and stuff like that, right? Have you marked it as stale so that we can track the life cycle side of it and things like that. So I don't think I've gone too much into the life cycle, but I will go into that at some point. But the idea is that feature flags, at least for releases, should be ephemeral. They should not last forever. Operational flags, absolutely. Kill switches, absolutely. Those are kind of one and the same, just you would use them for different reasons. But ultimately, the idea is to shut off part of your application on purpose. For some sort of operational reason, one being kill switch, usually a sort of emergency where like a third party stops responding, and the other being out of choice, maybe it's a maintenance window. So, uh, assuming you're not A/B testing, right? The last one, the last major category is release flags, and so you should only be gating functionality until it is fully released. And the criteria for deciding who gets it and when can be fairly like dramatically different depending on what you're doing and who your customer base is. It's not uncommon to build a feature for a new customer, say that you want to, especially as a startup, you have a customer that you're talking to who won't sign unless they get a feature, and so you decide to build out, proof of concept, something that's unique to them, and do the kind of minimal amount of work to make that contract happen, and then later you'll figure out how to get it out to the rest of your customers. Maybe never, but probably, hopefully, that you wouldn't take on that work unless you at least had that in sight at some point. So there will be each feature flag type will have a life cycle sort of expectation attached to it. So you might say that for release flags, the expectation is that everything will take no longer than 30 days to go out. And so we will start saying, hey, this flag is 20 days maybe, is still like is not seeing a decrease in the number of requests for it, and therefore is it actually like going stale? Like is it going to be out of usage? Because as you if you have rolled it out to everybody, you should start to remove the dead code branches, right? So therefore you remove the checks for the flag because it's the only code branch left, and therefore the calls to it should plummet to zero. And that assumes like a single like implementation SaaS on site. That's not always the case, even in SaaS, right? Sometimes you have different versions of it. Like for HIPAA, would be a segregated like application for military reasons. I've seen those be in separate places. China, I've definitely seen and been at companies where they had like a separate China version of the product, right? And so each one of those might have different rollout strategies, and therefore you might see the main sort of one go down and away, and 80-90% of your usage go down, but not entirely, right? So you should see a fairly sharp drop, or at least some drops over time, over the expected 30 days. And then at 30 days, we don't shut the flag off. That would be extremely stupid. Instead, we just start to like surface the fact that, hey, this flag has been hanging around for an awful long time. Is this something that needs to be turned into an operational flag? Maybe. It's certainly no longer feeling like a release flag. And so it's just a way to kind of keep track of, hey, we've got these dead code branches. It's either always on and has been always on for 6 months, and therefore nobody is ever getting the other code branch, or it is still fluctuating, and we need to figure out how to get past that. Uh, so as part of this whole life cycle thing, there is the ability to manually mark it. Hey, this is the point where we should no longer see this flag. We don't expect to see this flag anymore, and if we do, then that's a bug. And so what that will do is, if somebody else tries to use that flag, or it's in use in multiple places, particularly like front end, back, and we talked about this earlier. It'll make sure that it goes away from all of the places. So if we do see a call come in for a feature flag, either I haven't decided yet. It will either always return false, or it will still continue to evaluate. I think probably the latter is the smarter option. But maybe there's an option to force off if you see a stale flag come in. So yeah, so those are kind of the features. It's all about surfacing the quality of your flag usage, I guess, is the way that I would think about it. These flags have been around for a while. Should they be not release flags? We've suddenly seen a flag that we haven't seen in 6 months. Why is that? And that could be someone loaded up. I worked at a company where feature flags were pushed all the way down to the mobile app. And so someone, launched an old version of the app and therefore hit an old version of a feature flag that no longer existed. And that's fine, probably, maybe, but you should maybe also, look into why that might be. So that's another piece of the events, is tracking those manual changes to that. Maybe tracking the automatic ones as well. Like, when did this start getting marked automatically as stale? But that's also part of the health metrics as well. So yeah, so that's what we're building out here. This just works, which is pretty freaking cool. I still don't like the way it looks though. I feel like the this version, where's the preview? I feel like this is way nicer. What have they done that I haven't? Oh, it's because it's still not quite right, is it? Hang on. Have they got some styles on there? Yeah. Let's try. Well, I don't really want the grid, right? Because that would not work great. And there's no. I was wondering if there was any like rounding, because like I do not see the same. Maybe. Okay. Well, let's. What we'll do is fairly easy, rather than, what would it be here? Can we put class name on here? Yeah, just wfit. And that should, yeah, perfect. And then we can do mx auto and center them. Okay, now we have, I still feel like that doesn't look quite as nice. I don't know if it's just because there's more of them. Let me get rid of a couple just to kind of put it back to where theirs is. No, why does theirs look nicer? Font? Oh, there's a bunch of padding on them. I wonder if that's because they've got the flex and they're like making it bigger. I wonder if that's part of what it is. Let me add some padding then. Class name px py 8. I can't remember which way that padding goes. We'll find out very quickly. That was not the right way. px. That's maybe a little better. Make it 12. I still feel like the rounding is not quite. Let's do rounded medium. Now I wonder if this is coming into play. I don't think so. Oh, rounded medium doesn't exist. Let me do rounded large. That looks better, or closer. And then I probably want it up here too, because then those will better fit. Okay, so let's apply this to each. That might be too much padding because of how many there are, but we will figure that out. Okay, get rid of that. Yeah. Okay, and I do think I actually want this to be full width. So let's do W full. We can get rid of the padding. And, oops. We've already got flex in here, but I don't know how to flex grow. Maybe flex grow. Can't remember how to make it. Flex row and justify. Which, well, that's not going to be what I want. That's definitely not what I want. Items stretch. Nope, that didn't do it. That might have made it worse. Let's go take a look at the Tailwind docs. Flex. I want not flex shrink. Oh, I think it's because they changed it. I think it's just grow. Yeah. Grow. I don't know if I have to put it on each individual one. Probably. Like if I do grow here, is that gonna? Yeah. So I don't know what happens if I put it on all of them. Ah, there we go. Okay. That's what I want. There's our tabs. Not a big fan of the amount of padding at the top. So I don't know why we got any of that. Let's just delete that. Div. And PY12. That's probably where that top padding is coming from. Yeah. Okay. There's our tab view. Our overview, I said I'm not going to build that out, but I will add a little something in there. I don't know what yet. Let's just build out the edit. Let's just add like a blank div or something to, like with an H1 in it or something, just to have it in there. How do we know which card is attached to which? It's a table content, and then that will match. Got it. Okay. Tabs list. And then just each one is its own tabs content? Yeah. So tabs content, detail, overview. And we'll just put a P overview in here just to see it. And let's import that. There's our overview. I hate that. But let's add the others. So we've got edit, policies, metrics, and events. I know that events is not happening anytime soon. That's a whole bunch of UI that I need to build out. So let's, or metrics for that matter. Let's get rid of both of those. Mainly I'm going to be focused on the edit and the policies. So let's change that to edit, change this to policies, and that does indeed work. So under the edit now, I can actually change this to the form. So this will be the feature flags form. Submit data, tags, set data, errors, processing, I don't know what that one's going to be, and feature types. What is on cancel going to be? Let's find out where else this is used. On cancel is required. It'll be in here. Handle cancel. Okay. So edit. Handle cancel. There we go. And we'll just finish that tag out and go over here. So look, now we have our edit form. Perfect. Don't like the style, but it is there. Okay. Let's put it in a card, I guess. Card. Card title. Edit. feature flag, card content. Don't know if there's like a card body or anything. I'm not 100% sure, but let's dump that in there and see. Yeah, that's terrible. I think there's a card header. Card header? Yeah. See if that helps. There we go. That's better. I'm not a fan. I'd be completely honest, not a fan of how this looks, but like, let's get it functional. We'll go from there. Okay. All right. We are coming up on, or yeah, right at the 2 hour mark. So once again, my name is Davey Shafik. Thank you for spending some time with me. You can find me on the socials. Let's put that up here. All of them up here. And I am working on Beacon, which is a feature flag management platform for Laravel. I will quickly just go back through kind of everything that we did today. So, as a reminder, what has been done, we're now using value objects throughout. So we have our applications. These are now editable and creatable all through value objects. Same for environments. Feature types, functions correctly. All of this stuff is in here. Policies can now be edited. I think there's still some work to do here just in terms of this editor, like being able to have two operators in a row doesn't make sense at all. So similar to this UI where it complains where the first item cannot be an operator, should do the same when you have two in a row, I think. Might also be nice to have an undo option in there. I'm not sure how I would implement that. Tags are functional, so we can edit those, create those, etc. API tokens, again, this is all using value objects now. And then lastly, what we've primarily worked on today is making sure that, one, we can create new feature flags here. Well, one, that this page loaded at all. And we're starting to work through this more complex UI of the feature flag editing. And this is the crux of where you will be able to say, for this application in this environment, this is the status of the flag. And that is the first goal, is just to be able to set active or inactive based on which environment it is in. And so in reality, and I'm thinking about it, we probably don't need to have anything else in here. Well, this should basically default to environment. And it'll be is one of or is, right, depending on how you want to do it. I've thought about this. I'm a little conflicted. You can build out policies such that you have one policy that covers multiple environments, or that could be part of the feature flag level side of things in here, right? Because you do have to, I think, I mean, even application could be part of the policy, I guess, is part of my point. We have enough flexibility there that you could have one policy that says, if the application is this, and the environment is this, and the location is here, and the browser type is mobile, then it is active. Or if it's this application, this environment, etc., like you could do it that way. I just don't know if it's better or not. And I'm gonna say maybe not. I think policies should be composable. I don't think you should be creating these Uber policies. But you can nest policies, right? So you could have policies, and it would be like application production, right? So front end production, front end staging, and so you can kind of like simplify a little bit there. But maybe not, because you can't specify the values here either, right? This is just specifying where they would come from. So you would end up just like saying like application and environment would be the policy. So let's make that happen. So let's say like application and environment, right? So you would we'll get rid of that. So expression app name. I'm not sure how this is going to be. Is one of. I think most of the time you should use is one of, because you can always specify a list of one, and you would have the same as equals, right? Um, and expression env app env. I'm just kind of using Laravel terms, right? Um, is one of, right? So this is our application and environment. So specify an application and environment. Oh, that was working. Damn it. I wonder if it's oh. That might be because I'm redirecting. Yeah, I redirected back to the old slug. So it did actually save that. I'll fix that. And then in here, you could have like a location policy, right? So this is also going to give me a 404, and that's totally fine. So in here, you would start out with application and environment, and then you would have an and operator, and then you would have an expression of location is one of, right? Update 404, that's fine. And so that's kind of how I see you building up these policies. And so when you go to edit the feature flag, right? So we'll go in here. Let's feature types. Go in here. You would pick the location policy, and then you could specify the application and the environment right there. And because you can have, I don't think you should be allowed multiple. So my thinking initially was that you would be able to have one policy per application per environment. And I think that makes sense. Like in staging, you might just have a very simple policy of just is it on or not, because you're testing and you may not be able to like fake your location or something, right? You just want to say like to test both sides of a feature flag, right? Whereas in production, that's where you actually want to start limiting it based on real audience factors, right? So I think it totally makes sense to have one policy per application per environment. But that also means you'd have to build out like if you want to do like a gradual rollout and location based, you can't now, you'd have to build out a special policy for that. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure how that's going to manifest exactly here. I do think getting the UI right should drive the database schema. So for right now, the way that the schema is set up is in feature flag policy. There is a values column, and that is the data that would get fed in. So for this policy over here, it would look for app name and then the values that match that, right? So it would ask you to define an array because it's an is one of in the feature flag. Sorry, where you're using this policy. Same thing for app end, right? It'd ask you for an array, and so what this would look like is app name colon a JSON blob, right? App name array of app names, app end array of and environments. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and that's how we then sort of combine it all together, right? So when we execute, we would go through, find the policy that's applicable for right now, get its values from here, and then execute the policy with those values in there. So that's my plan. That'll probably be a pipeline. but I'm not 100% sure if that's it. Might be a state machine or something else instead. I'm not 100% sure yet. But ultimately, point is, I don't know that that is flexible enough. Um, and so I'm gonna have to, I think, have the UI drive that piece. So that's the next task. Let's finish out this UI for defining the configuration of a feature flag in an application in an environment. And by default, all you can do is turn it on or off. But we need to be able to do more than that. To make Beacon like valuable, it has to be more than just on or off. We do have in our set of features here that we're looking for. That we want to have gradual rollouts. We want to have limited availability. Um, Kill switches is just on off, right? We want to have user segmentation for A/B testing, right? And so that those three I think are the core. But those are within applications and environments, right? So uh, I do think there needs to be a master level for the feature flag everywhere. Turn it off everywhere. That's really important for a kill switch because if it's Stripe is behind a kill switch and Stripe goes down, which Stripe is amazing. Not picking on it here, but let's just say Amazon goes down and I don't know if Stripe uses it, takes Stripe down, whatever. You can very easily kill that across all of your environments. That should be an option, right? All of your applications and all of your environments. Sorry. Then you would have maybe an application level and an environment level. I do think those two are tied together, so I don't think you'd ever have like application only, but maybe each environment would have one. And then you have the gradual rollout, limited availability, user segmentation piece that decides like for this specific user, do they have access to what's behind this feature flag, right? So that's kind of where we're at. That's what I'm aiming for, and it's fairly complex. I think this is a complex thing to understand and manage. So getting the UI right is critical. So once again, I am Davey Shafik. Please hit me up on the social if you have any questions. Thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate you being part of this stream. Hope that you're enjoying what you're seeing. Hope my microphone quality is better. And that is all for tonight. I should be back maybe over the weekend, maybe sometime next week. My streams are tending to be later now. I might do the odd lunchtime stream, but those would be shorter. So I have other obligations during the day now. So yeah, thank you once again. Please take care. Have a good rest of your week and a good weekend.